What's up, everybody? My name is Roy Nelson, and welcome to Hot Takes with Unc. So, basically, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be covering 3 to 4 hot topics of the week, and we're going to condense them down to 3 minutes, cover the whole story in a matter of 3 minutes. So, just that's per topic, not the entire video, but per topic, it'll be about 3 minutes. So, we're going to kick it off this week. The topics of this week will be Draymond Green. Is he the problem with the Warriors? We're going to get into that. Of course, we're going to talk about the hiring of Urban Meyer with Jacksonville taking the leap to the NFL. And lastly, we're going to be doing some NFL playoff predictions. I'll give you my picks and give you my reason for those picks. And that's going to be it. So we're going to dive into it right after this. All right, so first things first, Draymond Green. I've been a fan of the Warriors for a little while now. Steph is probably my favorite player in the league. So seeing him get off to a kind of a hot start, been exciting. But the team is 500. Many people may not expect them to do much this year, being that Clay is out. But I expect them to at least make a push for that 7-8 seed. So that's where I'm standing at. But my biggest issue with this team is Draymond Green. Since he's come back, I think he's played in 8 games now. He's averaging 4 points, 5 rebounds, and a respectable 6 assists. Now, if Draymond Green wants to portray himself as his so-called all-star player, thinking he doesn't get as much respect as he deserves, he needs to play much better than what he's doing. He's only taking about 4 shots a game. That's unacceptable for who's supposed to be the second best player on that team right now with Clay being out. He's not being aggressive to fight for his shot at all. And for Steph to be averaging more rebounds than him is not acceptable at all. He needs to be more aggressive on the glass. You can look at how many minutes he's playing and use that as an excuse, but he's averaging just as many points as one of their bench players that's only getting about 10 minutes a game, and he's getting about 27 minutes. So he's not being aggressive offensively. He's not being aggressive on the boards. He's really just an afterthought right now. The defense isn't having to respect him as a shooter. It's like you have to take some shots to make the defense think about you and take some of the attention off of Steph. He's not like an elite scorer by any means, but he has to do his part, and he has to help Steph out. Steph is not going to be able to carry this team to that playoff position by himself. He's not going to be able to do it. So he's going to have to be the one to step up. Like I said, he's a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. So if they're going to do anything, he's got to at least make himself a respectable offensive threat, or they're going to just wash away by the wayside, and it's going to be another disappointing season for the Warriors. So Draymond, step up, be aggressive on offense. We know you're a great defender. Do something on offense, man. You got to. Do it for your squad. All right? On to the next topic. All right, so next we're going to move to football and the hiring of former Florida and Ohio State coach Urban Meyer. I don't necessarily think this is a bad hire. I think I'm more so worried about him and his health. It's more than anything, I think that he's a capable coach. He's been successful wherever he's went in the college ranks. He's been a champion in Florida. He was a champion at Ohio State. But then it's just, I'm not really too worried about the little allegations of, he knew about the sexual or the assault that his former assistant coach had. It's not really a big thing. For me, it's not a big thing for me. But more so of, the health issues that he's had. He's collapsed on the sideline. He has been rushed to the hospital on numerous occasions. So that's my biggest concern with him. And it's going to be a whole lot of stress he's going to be through down there in Jacksonville because they got a whole lot that they got to do. Their offense was one of the worst in the NFL. Their defense was one of the worst in the NFL last year. The only positives is that they got the number 1 pick this year, which likely will be Trevor Lawrence, which would be a good quality quarterback of the future as he's projected. So that'll be a positive for him. Another positive is they got a lot of cap space, so they'll have an opportunity to sign some guys. Who knows who's going to be willing to go down to Jacksonville of all places. I know it wouldn't be number 1 on my list, but maybe he can get some guys to come down there and sign with them, or make some trades or something. He's going to have to make it work somehow. Hopefully they give him a long enough leash to at least have an opportunity to make something happen and not rush him out. But with all that said, for the guys that go from, top collegiate job to NFL, hasn't looked good in the last decade or so. The only guy that's really been successful is Jim Harbaugh. Could you think about Bill O'Brien, Cliff Kingsbury, Chip Kelly? All those guys had short tenures. So hopefully he can break that mold and come through, be successful for at least a few years. But it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to take a few years for him to get the team and the culture the way that he wants it to be. But overall, I would say it's a good hire for Jacksonville. It'll make a big splash. Just hopefully he can get it in about 3-4 years, maybe turn it around and at least be respectable. That's the hope for Jacksonville for me. All right, so lastly, we're going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the NFL playoffs, and I'm going to break down each matchup. Then I'm going to give myself 1 minute to cover each matchup, tell you who I think is going to win, and tell you why I think this team is going to win. So up next, we're going to be talking about the NFL playoffs and the matchups for this upcoming weekend. All right, so we're going to start off with the Saturday lineup. First off, we're going to have the Ravens and the Bills. I think this is probably going to be the best matchup of the day. Lamar Jackson and the crew, great running game. Bills and Allen. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think that the running game is going to be the difference. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to be able to get loose, make some big plays, open some things up for some shots down the field. I think the Bills are a great team. They have a good defense, a good offense, but I think them not having that playoff experience that the Ravens have, I think is going to, go against them. So I think the Ravens are going to win this one, and I'll give it a score of, I'll say 27-17. 27-17 Ravens. All right, so the next Saturday matchup is the Packers and the Rams. Aaron Rodgers and the crew, they've been doing a great job this year. They look pretty much unstoppable. Aaron Rodgers looking like an MVP. LA Rams. They've been kind of hit and miss, wishy-washy. They looked good last week against Seattle, but they're familiar with the team. Jared Goff, he's still kind of banged up. Aaron Donald's kind of banged up. I think it's going to come against them. So I have Green Bay winning this one. I don't really think it's going to be close. Playing up in Lambeau, I'm going to give Green Bay the win at a score of 31-21. 31-21 Packers. They'll be moving on to the NFC Championship. That's the prediction. Now we're going to move on to the Sunday matchups. And this is one that's very near and dear to my heart, which is my Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Cleveland Browns. Chiefs, I don't even have to break anything down. You know, you got Patrick Mahomes and the crew. They've been a dynamic offense all year. Came down the stretch a little slow, but they're champs. They know how to turn it on when they need to. Cleveland Browns are a pleasant surprise. Our former running back Kareem Hunt, he's doing his thing. The running game there, period, is just ridiculous. They got weapons all over the field. They have great pass rush. They had a great game last week, but they're not beating the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this one. I see us getting this win 35-24. Kansas City Chiefs, 35-24. Book it. And last but not least, I would say this is the matchup that everybody is anticipating for the weekend. The New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Breeze versus Brady. Old man versus old man. Great versus great. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. This is going to be a great game. They're a division rival. The Saints, they won both matchups this year. Brady struggled against them. I think the Bucs have more overall greater talent, and I think they're going to turn the tables, and they're going to beat the Saints this week. I think they're going to beat the Saints. It's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be high scoring, so I'm going to give this one to the Bucs, 27-24. 27-24 Bucs with the win, and Tom Brady going to the NFC Championship for the first time. So I want to thank you all for joining me on this first episode of Hot Takes with Unc. If you want more content from me, go scroll and look up Unc's Corner podcast. It's a little bit longer episodes where I'll be covering more topics as well. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Make sure you do all that so it can be seen by more eyes and grow our viewership. Like I said before, I appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll see you all next week. Have a good one.